Hello students, welcome to the English class. Today I am going to continue with the fifth chapter of your book Moments, and the name of the chapter is The Happy Prince, written by Oscar Wilde. So I hope you all remember what we had read in this story. It is a very interesting story of a prince who was called as the Happy Prince as he did not see any kind of misery, or he led a very happy life without any misery or sorrow when he was alive. Till he was alive, he led a very contented, very happy, and he was unaware of the miseries and sorrows, and he did not know what are the miseries and sorrow till after death. His statue was erected on a pedestal, and it was placed at the highest point in the center of the city, and from there the statue of prince could see the entire city, and at that time he saw the miseries of the people, and he saw the poor people, the homeless, and their hunger and starvation, which made this prince very sad. He was very sad to see all these miseries, sadness of the people. And we had read that in this chapter that how he gave away, or he decided to give away all the possessions all these needy people with the help of a kind swallow. And what were the possessions of this happy prince? The prince's possessions were the precious metals, stones, and gold with which his statue was adorned. So he decided to give away all his possessions in order to help the poor and needy people. And this compassionate bird, this kind swallow, sacrificed his life for the noble cause of the prince. So we in the last class we had read that this prince, he was beautifully covered with gold. He had sapphires for eyes and a ruby in his sword. And then he stood above a tall column high above the city. And one night a swallow stopped by this city on his way to Egypt and decided to rest for a night at the feet of the statue. However, when he was preparing to go to sleep, drops of water fell on him, although the sky was clear. So, when the curious bird looked up, he was astonished to see the prince's statue weeping. So, this swallow asked the statue the reason behind his tears, and the statue told him his story, how he used to be a happy prince and he knew no sorrow or tears. But now, as a statue set up high, he could see the ugliness and the misery of his city, and this made him weep. The swallow was amazed to hear that the statue's heart was made of lead, but was too polite to make any personal remark. Meanwhile, the statue told the swallow that he could see a poor seamstress seated at a table from the open window of her house far away in a little street, embroidering flowers on a satin gown for the queen's loveliest maid of honor. And in the same room, her little boy was lying in a corner, and he had fever and was asking his mother to give him oranges. And sadly, his mother was so poor that she could not give him anything but river water. So the statue urged the swallow to take out the ruby from his sword hilt and give it to the poor seamstress. So at first the swallow refused, but when the prince requested him to stay only for one night, the bird agreed on seeing his sad face. So now further we had read the two pages of this chapter. Now we are going to start with the third page of this chapter. Now let's see what it says. Now further the next paragraph says, I am waited for in Egypt, said the swallow. My friends are flying up and down the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers. Soon they will go to sleep. So in these lines now the swallow replied to the prince that it had go to Egypt, and its friends were waiting for him. And the swallow said that its friends were in Egypt, and they were flying near the Nile River and taking and talking to the huge lotus flowers which grew there. And soon they would go to sleep, and so it wanted to reach Egypt at the earliest. The next line says, the prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night and to be his messenger. The boy is so thirsty and the mother is so sad, he said. So, in these lines, the narrator says that the statue requested the swallow to stay with him for one night, and he asked him to be his messenger and work on his behalf. And he said that the boy was very thirsty and his mother was very sad, so it should go and give the ruby stone to her. Then further it says, I don't think I like boys, answered the swallow. I want to go to Egypt. So once again, here the swallow opposed his request and said that it did not like boys. So why should it help the boy? Then, moreover, it had to go to Egypt as its friends were waiting for him. So then further, the next line says, but the happy prince looked so sad that the little swallow was sorry. And it is very cold here, he said, but he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. Thank you, little swallow, said the prince. So in these lines now, the happy prince was so sad that swallow felt very sorry for him, and it said that it was very cold there, but it would stay with him for one night, and the next morning it would do his work. So the happy prince thanked him for accepting his request. Then further, the next line says, the swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. So in these lines it is said that finally the swallow, he took out the ruby stone from the happy prince's sword, and the bird took the ruby in its beak and flew over the town to reach the seamstress. The next line says, he passed by the cathedral tower where the white marble angels were sculptured. He passed by the palace and heard the sound of dancing. So in these lines it is said that as the swallow was on its way to the poor woman's house, it passed the cathedral. Now what is cathedral? Cathedral is a church, and on the church's tower, white colored marble angels were sculptured. That means the statue of white colored marble angels were made. That means the carving was done on the tower of the cathedral. Then he reached the palace, and he crossed the palace, and he could hear the sound of dancing from inside the palace. And further it says, a beautiful girl came out on the balcony with her lover. I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball, she said. I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. So in these lines it is said that when the swallow was crossing over the palace, a girl came out on the balcony along with her lover, and she was hoping that the gown which she had given to the seamstress for embroidery would be ready on time. And she was talking about the same gown on which that lady was doing embroidery, to whom the bird had to give the ruby stone. Then further it says, he passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging on the masts of the ship. Now what is mast? Mast is the sail of the ship. And at last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. So in these lines it is said that when the swallow flew over the river, ships also came along the way. So while he was moving, many things came on his way. He came across many things. So ships now came on his way, and he could see the lanterns hanging on their sails, on the sails of the ship. And finally the swallow reached the woman's house. Then further it says, the boy was tossing feverishly on his bed, and the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired. So in these lines the word tossing means turning left and right. So it is said that the boy was suffering from fever, and for that reason he was not able to go to sleep. So he was turning left and right on his bed, and his mother was very tired due to working for long and had fallen asleep. Then further, the next line says, in he hopped and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Now, what is thimble? Thimble is a metal or plastic cap with a closed end, which is worn to protect the finger while doing the embroidery and while pushing the needle in the sewing. So, in this line, it is said that the swallow, he just reached the seamstress's house and put the ruby stone on the table near the thimble. Then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. How cool I feel, said the boy. I must be getting better. And he sank into a delicious slumber. Slumber is sleep. And sank means drown, but here it means the boy is going to sleep. Then, so in this line it is said that after keeping the ruby stone on the table, the swallow went near the boy as his mother was sleeping and no one was taking care of him. So this bird, it shook its wing near him, because of which the boy could feel the cool air and felt better. The boy felt that he was getting better and went to sleep after that. And with this, we can make out that the swallow was a kind-hearted bird. Then further, the next line says, then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. So swallow, he flew back to the happy prince statue from where he had come and told him what all he had done at the seamstress's house. Then further it says, it is curious, he remarked, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold. So it is very strange. So in these lines now, the bird said to the happy prince that he felt warm, though it was very cold. The weather was very cold, but still he felt very warm. And he says that it was very strange that he was feeling little warm, even though the weather was very cold. Then further we'll say what happened. That is because you have done a good action, said the prince. So the prince told the bird that it was feeling warm because it had done a good deed and it had helped, as it had helped someone. So the swallow, as he had helped someone, he had done a good deed, that's why he was feeling very warm. That means the god was also with him. Then further, the next line says, and the little swallow began to think and then fell asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy. So it is said that after listening to the happy prince, the swallow started thinking, and when he started thinking, he felt sleepy, because whenever he thought, he used to feel sleepy. Then further, the next line says, when day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. Tonight I go to Egypt, said the swallow, and he was in high spirits at the prospect. So in these lines, the word prospect means thought of something. So it is said, then further it says, next morning the swallow bird went to the river and took a bath and thought that that night he would reach Egypt, and thinking about it, he was feeling very happy. The next line says, he visited all the monuments and sat a long time on top of the church steeple. Now what is steeple? Steeple is a high tower of the church. So in these lines, the swallow bird, he visited all the monuments of the city, and finally he went and sat on the high tower of the church. Then further it says, when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. Have you any commissions for Egypt? He cried. I am just starting. So in these lines it is said that when it was night and the moon rose up in the sky, the swallow went to the happy prince and sought permission to leave for Egypt. Then further it says, swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, will you stay with me one night longer? I am waited for in Egypt, answered the swallow. So in these lines it is said, now again happy prince requested swallow to stay with him for one more night, and swallow replied that he needed to go to Egypt because his friends were waiting for him. And further, we'll see what happens. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. Now, what is garret? It is a small dark room at the top of the house. And further, he says, he is leaning over a desk covered with papers. And in the glass by his side, there is a bunch of withered violets. Withered is worn out, and violet is a kind of a flower. So in these lines it is said that now here the happy prince is telling the swallow about the second work. And he says that far away across the city, I could see in a small dark room at the top of the house. A young man is sitting, and he was sitting on the desk on which the papers were spread all over. And he was trying to work hard. He had a glass lying near him in which withered flowers were lying. Then further he says, his hair is brown and crisp and his lips are red as pomegranate. What is pomegranate? It is anar. And further he says, and he has large and dreamy eyes. So in these lines, it is said that further the happy prince gave a description of that boy. He said that his hair were brown and crisp, which meant that he had not taken bath for a long time, and his lips were red like a pomegranate, and he had big dreamy eyes. That means that this boy was very ambitious and hardworking. Then further he says he's trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, but he is too cold to write any more. There is no fire in the grate. Grate is fireplace, and hunger has made him faint. Faint means weak. So in these lines it is said that further the happy prince said that this boy needed a finish writing a play. He was a writer and he had to give the play to the director after writing. But he did not have strength to write anymore because he was feeling very cold. The boy had no money, so that's why there was no fire in his fireplace, and he was very hungry, also due to which he was feeling very weak. Then further he says, I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. He asked if he should take another ruby to the young playwright. So, in these lines now it is said that the swallow understood what Happy Prince was trying to tell him. He knew that Happy Prince wanted to help this boy. So he agreed to stay back for one more night. And further, the swallow asked Happy Prince if he should take another ruby stone to give it to the young playwright. So, who is a playwright? A person who writes plays. Just like he had given it to the old lady. Then further he says, Alas, I have no ruby now, said the prince. So the prince said that it was very sad that he did not have any more ruby stones with him. Then further he says, my eyes are all that I have left. They are made of rare sapphires which were brought out of India 1,000 years ago. So in these lines it is said that the happy prince, he said that now he had his eyes, because he had no more rubies now, but he had eyes which were made of a very precious and rare sapphire stones. Now what is a sapphire? Sapphire is a precious stone which you call Neelam in Hindi. He said that the happy prince said that now he had only eyes which were made of very precious and rare sapphire stones which had been brought thousands of years ago from India. So then further he says he ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them and take it to the playwright. So now the happy prince told swallow to take out one sapphire from his eyes and give it to the boy. And further he says he will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play. He said, Dear prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. And he began to weep. So in these lines the swallow was very sad to learn that the happy prince wanted to give his eyes to that boy and he started crying at this act of the prince. And he told the prince, happy prince, that he could not do so. He cannot pluck the sapphire stone. That means it. Those were the eyes of the statue. Then further, we'll read what happens. Then it says, swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Do as I command you. So the swallow plucked out the prince's eye and flew away to the young man's garret. And it was easy enough to get in as there was a hole in the roof. Through this he darted means pushed himself inside, and came into the room. The young man had his head buried in his hands, so he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wings. And when he looked up, he found the beautiful sapphire lying on his withered violets. So in these lines it is said that, but then the happy prince ordered the swallow to do what he had told him to do. So finally, the swallow took out one eye, one sapphire out of the prince's eye, and flew to the young man's garret, or the place where that young boy was writing the play. There was a hole on the roof of the room, so the swallow entered the room through that hole, and the boy was sitting with his head on his hands, and that's why he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wings. And when he looked up, he saw the sapphire stone lying on the dried flowers. Then further it says, I am beginning to be appreciated, he cried. This is from some great admirer. Now I can finish my play. And he looked quite happy. So in these lines, the word appreciate means to praise someone. So it is said that when the boy saw the beautiful stone, he felt that some admirer, some person who praised him had sent a gift for him. So he thought that with this, he could now finish his play. Then the next line says, next day, the swallow flew down to the harbor. Now what is harbor? Harbor is a seaport. It says, he sat on the mast of the large vessel and watched the sailors working. I am going to Egypt, cried the swallow. But nobody minded, and when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. So in these lines it is said that next morning the swallow bird flew down to the harbor and sat on the mast the sail of the ship, and he spoke loudly that he was going to Egypt. And when it was night, he flew back to the happy prince. Then further it says, I have come to bid you goodbye, he cried. So swallow once again told the prince, happy prince, that he had come to say goodbye to him as he was now going to Egypt. Then further, the statue says, the prince says, swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you not stay with me one night longer? Now once again the happy prince requested swallow to stay with him for one more night. Then it says further, it is winter, answered the swallow, and the snow will soon be here. In Egypt the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them. So now in these lines, it is said that now the swallow said to the happy prince that the winter season had started, and after some time it would start snowing. And the weather in Egypt was warm, and even the crocodiles lay on the mud lazily there. So he told him to let him go to Egypt. So this swallow, he was migrating to Egypt. You know, the birds, they migrate just to save themselves from the cold weather. So whenever it is winters, they move to the warmer places. So this swallow was also going to Egypt to save them, was migrating to Egypt just to save himself from the cold. Then further it says, in the square below, said the happy prince, there stands a little match girl. She has left her matches fall in the gutter, and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she does not bring home some money, and she is crying. She has no shoes or stockings, and even her little head is bare. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her. So now we'll see that how kind hearted this prince was. So he says now this was the third assignment. Sorry, this was the third assignment that the happy prince wanted Swallow to fulfill. The happy prince said that there was a match girl. Match girl means matches wali girl. That she was a little girl and all her matchsticks had fallen in the gutter. What is gutter? It is a sewage. And what happened after that? Those matchsticks had got wet now. All her matchsticks were spoiled, so she could not sell them and she would not earn any money. And when she would go home without money, then her father would get angry and beat her. So, for this reason, the girl was crying. Further, the happy prince said that she was not wearing shoes or stockings and she had not covered her head even. She was very, very poor. So he said to the swallow to take out another sapphire from his eye and give it to her so that her father didn't beat her. Then further he says, I would stay with you one night longer, said the swallow, but I cannot pluck out your eye. You would be quite blind then. So now the swallow agreed to stay with him for one more night to fulfill the task, the third mission. But he refused to take out another sapphire because if he did that, then Happy Prince would be blind. Both his eyes would be gone now. Then further he says, Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Do as I command you. So again, the happy prince told the swallow to do what he had ordered him to do. Then further he says, so he plucked out the prince's other eye and darted. Darted means flew off from there. Darted down with it. He swooped past the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand. What a lovely bit of glass, cried the little girl. And she ran home laughing. So in these lines, the word swooped means fly very low. What happened now? So finally, the swallow obeyed the happy prince's order. He took another sapphire stone from his eye, that is the eye of the happy prince, and flew to the little match girl, as told by the prince. And when he saw the match girl, he bent very low and kept the sapphire stone on the little girl's hand. The little girl was very happy to see the stone and she went home happily. Then further he says, then the swallow came back to the prince. You are blind now, he said, so I will stay with you always. So when swallow, he returned to the happy prince, he told him that now as the prince was blind, so he would stay with him forever. Then further he says, no, little swallow, said the poor prince, you must go away to Egypt. So the happy prince, he said to the swallow that he should now go to the Egypt. Then further he says, no, I will stay with you always, said the swallow, and he slept at the prince's feet. But swallow, he refused to leave the happy prince as he was almost blind and said that he would stay with him only and after that she slept on the prince's feet. Then further says, all the next day he sat on the prince's shoulder and told him stories of what he had seen in the strange lands. So now the swallow, he had become friendly to the happy prince. He used to stay along with happy prince all the time and used to tell him the stories of the different places that he had visited. Then further he says, dear swallow, said the prince, you tell me of marvelous things, but more marvelous than anything is the suffering of men and women. There is no mystery so great as misery. Fly over my city, little swallow, and tell me what you see there. So now the happy prince said to the swallow to tell him wonderful things, but added that nothing was more wonderful than the suffering of people, and no mystery was bigger than sadness. And he went to know who all were sad in his kingdom. So he wanted to know now what all people were sad in his kingdom. So he asked the swallow to go and let him know what he saw after flying over the city, over the kingdom of that happy prince. Then further he says, so the swallow flew over the great city and saw the rich making merry in their beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting at the gates. He flew into dark lanes and saw the white faces of starving children looking out listlessly at the black streets. So, in these lines now, Swallow he flew and took a round over the city and saw that the rich people they were living a very happy life in their beautiful houses and they were partying while the poor people were begging and sitting outside the gates. Then he went to the dark lanes where there was no light also and the poor people lived. Then he saw that the children were hungry, due to which their faces had turned white. Then further he says, under the archway of the bridge, two little boys were lying in each other's arms to try and keep themselves warm. So now further, the swallow saw two little boys under the archway of the bridge. They were lying much close to each other so that they kept themselves warm. They were so poor that they didn't have food. So they were trying to keep each other warm. Then further he says, how hungry we are, they said. You must not lie here, shouted the watchman. And they wandered out into the rain. So in these lines now the two children were starving and wondering how hungry they were. And just then a watchman appeared and scolded them. He shouted and made them go away from there. The poor children keep wandering in the rain as they were homeless. Then further it says, then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen. Now the swallow went back to the happy prince and told him what he had seen in the city. Then he says, I am covered with fine gold, said the prince. You must take it off, leaf by leaf, and give it to the poor. The living always think that gold can make them happy. So in these lines now the happy prince told the swallow that his whole body was covered with fine gold and he could take tiny pieces of gold from his body and give it to the poor people in need. And all the living beings required money, and when they would get gold, they would feel happy. And further it says, leaf after leaf of the fine gold the swallow picked off till the happy prince looked quite dull and grey. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier and they laughed and played in the street. We have bread now, they cried. So in these lines it is said that slowly the swallow took out the gold layers from the statue of Happy Prince, and as he removed the layer of gold, the Happy Prince's statue started looking dull and grey. And as the statue of Happy Prince started looking dull and grey, the children grew happier because through it they were getting food to eat. Then further it says, then the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. So finally now it started snowing as it was winter season. And when a lot of snow fell, everything froze. Then further it says, the streets looked as if they were made of silver. Everybody went about in furs, and the little boys wore scarlet caps and skated on the ice. Now this is a description of the winter season. The whole kingdom is now, the whole city is covered with ice, and everyone was wearing clothes made of fur. Small children, they were wearing red colored caps and they were roaming here and there and they were skating on the ice. Then further it says, the poor little swallow grew colder and colder, but he would not leave the prince. He loved him too well. So now the swallow bird, he was feeling very cold, but he kept on sitting near the happy prince's statue. He did not want to leave him because he loved the happy prince. Then further it says, he picked up crumbs outside the baker's door when the baker was not looking and tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. So the bird did not want to die. So he used to go to the bakery where the baker used to bake the bread, to eat the breadcrumbs and try to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. So this is how the little swallow he saved himself from the cold. Though he had to go to Egypt, he stayed with the happy prince because he loved him very much. But at last, he knew that he was going to die. He had just enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more. Now, the swallow, he was aware that he was about to die because he could not bear that cold. And he had only enough strength to fly back to the statue of the happy prince. And he says, then further you read what happens. Goodbye, dear prince, he murmured. Will you let me kiss your hand? Now, when the swallow is about to die, he says to the happy prince that he wanted to kiss the prince's hand. So he asked him, can I kiss your hand? Then further he says, I am glad that you are going to Egypt at last, little swallow, said the prince. So the happy prince thought that the swallow wanted to go to Egypt. He did not know that the swallow was about to die. So he said that he was happy that finally the bird was going to Egypt to his friends. And further he says, you have stayed too long here, but you must kiss me on the lips, for I love you. So the happy prince said to the swallow that as it had stayed there for a very long time and now it is going to Egypt, he wanted the bird to kiss his lips instead of the hands because the statue loved the bird very much. Then further he says, it is not to Egypt that I am going, said the swallow. I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep, is he not? So and he kissed the happy prince on the lips and fell down dead at his feet. So now the swallow bird said to the happy prince that he was not going to Egypt, but now he was about to die. He was going to the house of death. He is calling the heaven as house of death. And he added that death was a brother of sleep. And he kissed the happy prince on his lips and fell down to the feet of the happy prince and died. Then further it says, at that moment a curious crack sounded inside the statue, as if something had broken. The fact is that the laden heart had snapped right in two. It certainly was a dreadfully hard frost. As soon as the bird died on the happy prince's feet, a usual sound came out from the statue. And the sound was of the breaking of the statue's heart, which was made of lead. The heart broke because of the death of his beloved bird, but it is said that it was so cold that the heart broke into two pieces. Further, it says, early the next morning the mayor was walking in the square below in company with the town councillors. As they passed the column, he looked up at the statue. Dear me, how shabby the happy prince looks, he said. So now the word shabby means untidy. So the next morning, what happened? The mayor of the city, along with his councillors, they were taking a round of the area where the statue of happy prince was erected. And when he crossed the statue and looked up at it, he said that the statue of happy prince looked very untidy, very shabby. And Badai says, how shabby indeed, cried the town councillors, who always agreed with the mayor, and they went up to look at it. So now the councillors, they always agreed, they used to say yes, or they agreed to whatever the mayor used to say. So they also asserted that the statue looked untidy. Then further it says, the ruby has fallen out of his sword, his eyes are gone, and he is golden no more, said the mayor. So the mayor noticed that the ruby stone which was placed in the handle of the sword was missing, and the sapphires from the statue's eyes were also missing, and the layer of the gold from its body was also missing. Then further he says, in fact, he is little better than a beggar. Little better than a beggar, said the town councillors. The mayor said that it seemed as if it was the statue of a beggar, and now the town councillors also agreed with him. Then further he says, and here is actually a dead bird at his feet, continued the mayor. We must really issue a proclamation that birds are not to be allowed to die here. And the town clerk made a note of the suggestion. So here the word proclamation means order or rule. So the mayor, he noticed that dead bird was lying on the feet of the statue. And then he told the town councillors to pass an order that the birds were not allowed to die on the feet of the statue. And the town clerk made a note of the suggestion given by him. Then further it says, so they pulled down the statue of the happy prince. As he is no longer beautiful, he is no longer useful, said the art professor at the university. So now the art professor of the university in the kingdom said that now the statue of the happy prince did not look beautiful and was not useful anymore, and so they should demolish it. Then further he says, then they melted the statue in a furnace. What is furnace? Furnace is a fireplace where metals are melted. So now what happened? The councillors, they melted the statue which was made of lead in a furnace. So they melted it they put the statue in the furnace and melted it. What a strange thing, said the overseer of the workmen at the foundry. So here overseer is supervisor and foundry is the workshop for casting metals. So now the supervisor of the foundry saw the strange thing, and this broken lead heart will not melt in the furnace. We must throw it away. So now the heart of the happy princess statue, which was broken in two pieces, was not melting in the furnace. So they threw it as it is in the dust heap. Then further said, though they say that so they threw it on a dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. So now coincidentally they threw the heart of the happy prince where the dead swallow was also lying. Then further it says, bring me the two most precious things in the city, said God to one of his angels. And the angel brought him the laden heart and the dead bird. So now what happened? Now God one day asked one of his angels to bring him the two most precious things of the city. And the angel brought the two pieces of heart of the statue and the dead swallow bird. Then further it says, you have rightly chosen, said God, for in my garden of paradise this little bird shall sing forever and more, and in my city of gold the happy prince shall praise me. So now the God said to the angel that it had brought the right thing, and he had chosen the right things which were indeed the most precious things of the city. And he said that the bird, that swallow, dead bird, would always sing in the garden of his paradise, and the happy prince would stay in his city of gold and admire him. So this is all for today. I hope you all have understood the story and enjoyed it. Thank you and goodbye. And try to write the question and answers in your own words, and in my next class I would give you the summary. I would tell you the summary and discuss the question and answers of this chapter and send you the question and answers for writing.